I'm involved in the AMS experiment since 12 years, in fact, after LEP2. And in France and in my laboratory, we were in charge of the front-end electronic of the calorimeter, which is one of the sub-detectors of AMS. My involvement in the AMS was, in fact, twofold. First, at the point of view of the instrumentation, I was responsible of the front-end electronics for the calorimeter. And for what concerns science and search, I'm involved since a long time ago on the dark matter searches. So first I start these searches on LEP, on Collider, looking for so-called one candidate predicted by supersymmetry theory. And now I continue by looking at this particle in space. AMS is an experiment, detectors using the high energy physics technology, and the highest challenge was to translate this technology in space. And to do this, we were obliged to build two detectors, one to test it, just to see if it can stand all the constraints from space. And for this point of view, it was a big challenge, yes. So a detector able to have huge performance with low power supply consumptions and light, because it has to be on space. So this was very challenging. When I joined AMS, I was excited by this project, and we were all, in fact, it was foreseen to launch after 5 or 6 years. And now we have spent a lot of time in building this detector, in testing it, and I should say now I'm quiet, but enthusiastic, of course, but I'm still waiting for the launch and see that everything will work perfectly. So AMS is a high energy physics detector. So the purpose is to detect all the particles but the neutrinos. It's a very ambitious program. And so by this way, we will be able to know, to improve our knowledge of cosmic ray propagation. And of course, we will measure the things and the flux very precisely. By this way, we will be able maybe to see new physics as dark matter or antimatter, or we are open to any surprise, in fact. Cosmic rays were discovered in balloon almost 1 century ago, and that after that it opened new fields for the high energy physics, and in particular for the collider physics. Now we are in the stage where we would like to, in complement with what is done on high energy physics on ground, we want to identify and to measure these particles, this cosmic ray, on a very wide range. That's the reason why we want to be above the atmosphere in order to identify particles very precisely and measure the flux in order to better understand first the propagation in the galaxy, but also we would like to understand how they are accelerated. Because you know, in the galaxy we have a huge accelerator able to accelerate a particle at energy which are at least 1,000 higher than what we can produce on Earth, and in particular on the LHC. So we know that cosmic ray can reach very, very high energy, and we want to understand how it's possible to propagate them and also to accelerate them. In high energy physics, one of the quick questions is the problem of the antimatter. We are in the universe made of matter, and as soon as antimatter meets some matter, it's annihilated and disappears. So the question is either why this antimatter disappeared, or is there any small piece of antimatter in the galaxy, such kind of small antimatter star, and then with AMS we will be able to see even if it is a small part of cosmic ray, anti-helium or anti-carbon. This will really prove that we have produced at the Big Bang antimatter, because anti-helium or anti-carbon could not be produced with production of interaction of proton or cosmic ray with the interstellar medium. Dark matter is another big issue and big question. We know that most of the matters in the universe, at the galaxy level or at the level of cosmological level, most of the matter is not visible. So there is some theory predicting some candidate for dark matter. This candidate of dark matter, so-called WIMPs, could annihilate and produce known matter, known particles, but with a flux which is completely different from standard astrophysics particle flux. So AMS, by measuring precisely this flux, if there is any deviation with respect to what is standard, AMS could claim that there is some dark matter in our galaxy. Now there is a new word to describe, in fact, the field. It's astroparticle. And this term, you have astro and you have particle. So we are both from high energy physics. We use and we develop instruments coming from high energy physics, but we are now looking for cosmic ray in space. And to do this, so we have also to improve our knowledge of all this astrophysics, like supernova remnant, pulsar wind nebula, because those objects are this big accelerator producing an accelerating particle. Due to the constraint of space, we were obliged to adapt the high energy physics technology to space. And to do that, we were able to develop some chips which are very powerful with low consumption. So this could be used on ground, on Earth, for other application for everybody. The main challenge of AMS was to build a detector able to work in space using the high energy physics technology and with a very low power consumption. Dark matter cannot be detected in AMS directly. To do this, we have to know very precisely the flux of cosmic ray, and if we do see any deviation with respect to these fluxes, we could be sensitive to dark matter.